headed to my P.O. box to pick up an entire lot this time of Louis Vuitton bags that I just got on eBay for a ridiculously cheap price because they are dirty, they're damaged, and they're in need of some serious TLC. Right after I purchased these bags, but before they arrived, I posted about it over on my Instagram, and my friends over at Clean Kicks issued a challenge. They challenged me to clean and fully restore all of these bags inside of a week using their motorized cleaning tool. They are that confident that their cleaning tool can cut down that much of my time. I'm still pretty unsure whether or not I can do it, but they just sent me a message and sweetened the deal. They said that if I clean all of the bags with their tool inside of a week, they'll pay for the bags. Say less. Here goes. This is day one. We are starting this series out with a bang. A big thank you once again to Clean Kicks for sponsoring this entire week of videos by paying for these Louis Vuitton bags that we're going to be cleaning and restoring all week long. So be sure that you're subscribed with notifications on. We're starting this week out with a seriously great bag, guys. This is flat as a pancake right now, but this is the Boston style 45 centimeter sac souffle by Louis Vuitton, a great vintage bag, and this one is out of Japan. Now, you will often see bags shipped like this. I've seen some girls store their bags like this. I would never. Once this bag is restored, you are never seen it flattened like a pancake again, because I just feel like once you pull it back out, once you fluff this back out, the lines are still there. But to be honest with you, this is going to be a daily use bag for me. No, I do not need a 45 centimeter purse. I have been eyeing a keep all for about a year now for daily use as my gym bag. I just don't feel like my current gym bag even reflects my style, my taste. It's just a nylon gym bag. There is just nothing fancy about it. I actually got it free for running a half marathon. Like, it was part of the swag. It serves its purpose. It holds my gym things. But wouldn't this be so much prettier? Wouldn't this be so much nicer? It's going to be a lot nicer than it currently is now. I'm gonna give you guys an in-depth look at what the bag looks like. Looking over it right now, I can tell we do kind of have our work cut out for us. It looks to be overall in pretty nice condition. Let's try to fluff it out just a little bit. Technically, I could carry this bag like this because one of the best things about this bag is that the zipper is functioning. It is working. Now it functions. This side does not slide, so I'm going to be taking a look at that, seeing if I can repair this so that these zippers could meet in the middle. But worst case scenario, if this bag either stays open or if it is always slid to this one side, that is fine, because you will look and see this zipper could not be in better condition outside of, for some reason, it not functioning over there. So is there glue? Is there residue? Like, what has this one side completely seized up? We're going to be taking a look at that together. The Vachetta leather obviously has age. It has darkened, it has that honey patina, but then the straps are so much lighter and the tags on the ends are so much lighter. So I question whether or not it's possible that this bag has had its straps replaced. Do you see the color difference there? Have the straps been replaced? Have these tags been replaced? It's possible that Louis Vuitton themselves did something of a repair on these bags. It all looks to be genuine. Everything checks out. The shade of the leather, the count on the stitching, everything looks really good. It just, they're two totally different colors. So I will need to determine whether or not I'm going to keep this Vachetta color. If I'm going to, since this is going to be my personal bag, wouldn't it be fun if I went kind of crazy with some colors? You know, I'm considering a magenta or fuchsia pink on this because recently I was in Louis Vuitton and I saw some keep-alls that they had like that. They kind of made me drool a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Now the hardware, the rivets, shout out to that train as a paid actor in the background there, but the rivets are covered in verdigris. They are covered in tarnish. I'm going to have to clean all of those up, and you'll see that one of them is actually missing. So can I find another Louis Vuitton one? Can I at least find a temporary brad replacement for the time being, so that this bag doesn't get any additional damage? Flipping it over and taking a peek at the bottom of the bag, I noticed some discoloration here. There are some scuff marks on the bag as well, and I feel like I saw, but where did it go? I saw a little bit of a nick in the canvas. Oh, okay, you can see a small nick in the canvas here. Definitely something we're gonna have to repair. More scuff marks on the canvas itself. It looks super, super clean in here. I don't think that we're gonna have a ton of work to do inside. Let me just stick you guys in there so you can have a look around and report back. Tell me if there's any staining or anything. I mean, I see a little discoloration here on the bottom, but like I said, this is gonna be a gym bag, so inside I feel like is in really nice condition. May have to polish up the back of these rivets a little bit. Ooh, I just had an idea about these rivets. If I could take one of them completely apart, if I can find an unbranded rivet, I could maybe use the front part over here, like flip that inside out so that the branding is still on the outside of the bag. Options, just keeping my options open here, but let's get straight into cleaning up bag one of the week. I just got back from Walmart. I need to get some white erasers. The eraser section, like where the pencils and stationery, did not have, they only had the pearl pink erasers. So I actually went into the arts and crafts section where they have sketching tools, because I thought, well, artists use white erasers, and that's where I found these. So if you have trouble finding white erasers, it's the reason why I tell you that whole story, is to tell you where you can get yourself a white eraser, because the internet says to use white erasers on Louis Vuitton canvas to get the scuffs off. So that's why we're using them, because the internet told us to. And we learn from other people's mistakes, right? Let's find the first little scuff and see if this does, in fact, get it off. There's a little bit right there. Oh, that did work. That worked rapid fast too. It's just the first thing we're gonna do is get all the scuffs off of this bag. All right, here is a scuff. Got my white eraser. I think this one's softer. I don't know if that's better or worse. Let's find out. Okay, this one's being very, very stubborn. Let's see what else we got. That one's gone. This bag is definitely flexible enough that I think we can start out by actually turning it inside out. I don't want this to just look clean. I want it to be clean. So I need to ensure that the inside of it is cleaner than, I need to ensure the inside of it is cleaner than when I received it. Which again, it's not bad. It could just stand a cleaning. So let's get this inside out. This is also going to give us some time for the inside to dry completely while I'm working on the outside. You can see it's in really nice condition, but again, it's a little dirty in some of the corners and things. So we'll start out with just a quick dry brush of the entire bag to get any loose dirt off of it. This is the first time that I'm using this kiwi brush, and that is a substantial amount of bristle loss, I would say. What do you guys think? That's a lot. Look, this bag has never been folded in the obverse, in the reverse of how it was folded flat when it came to me. So this is actually it pulling out. This shows you there is structure to this canvas, and had it never been flattened like that, it would stay upright like this. So we're definitely going to train it to stay upright like this again. I'm wondering if maybe some heat might even do the trick. But for now, let's get started on these little rivets. All of this greening, this verdigris of the brass, we're going to get all of that off. I'm really interested to see what my Dremel light, little cordless Dremel with the wire brush attachment will do to get some of that tarnishing off. So I'm going to put it on the lowest setting. Whoops, the lowest setting, and just see if I can scrub a little bit of that off. Okay, now I'm just going to go over the entire thing with the wire brush. Whoops. Lowest setting, lowest setting. Okay, so just with the one pass from the one tool, it's looking quite a bit shinier than its counterpart over here. And then I think I should be able to clean up the perimeter around it with my Clean Kicks tool. But I think I can get that even shinier. This is the guinea pig button here, all right? All right, now I have just a little felt polishing wheel here. I'm gonna try to polish up the brass. And this time I can go more than just the lowest setting because we're polishing. Hey, I'm pretty sure I just heated up this entire piece. My hand was on the other side of it and it got a little warm. Wow, okay, I didn't expect that. So this is without using any brasso, just using the polishing techniques here. Let's apply a little bit of brasso and see if we can get it shinier than that. So using a little bit of brasso metal polish. Let it set there for just a second. I'm going to use the clean end of the Q-tip. Let's go ahead and see if we can polish that away. Okay, I mean, does that look brand new or does that look brand new? Look at that. Holy cow. Wow. Before. After. Obviously the biggest issue, the biggest trouble is that this is dirty now. So I'm going to try my Clean Kicks tool and see if I can get all of that residue off and get this cleaned back up, the fabric around the brass. If you are new to the channel, you're probably thinking, what is Clean Kicks and why does she keep saying that? This is a Clean Kicks tool and this is Clean Kicks 100% organic shoe cleaner. I'm not afraid to get this on my bags, on my skin, on leather, luxury products. I no longer clean and rehab purses without this kit. Not only can you purchase the exact same kit here with the rough brush, the softer brush, the tool, as well as the cleaner, Clean Kicks has given everyone watching this video 20% off if you use code Rachel20 with the link down below in the description. And I'm confident that after you see the way that this cleans this bag, you're going to want your own Clean Kicks. And a major shout out once again to Clean Kicks for sponsoring not only today's video, but an entire week of Louis Vuitton rehabs here on the channel. Let's start off with the soft brush. Just going to spray the foam cleaner directly on the brush here and just see if maybe I can clean off what I just got on this bag. Working very similar to the Dremel here, but soft enough again for your luxury products. Just gonna try to clean up the canvas. I feel like it's already got that off of there. And look, I don't have to scrub. This thing is scrubbing for me. I don't know if I ever took the time to show you guys, this does operate on batteries and I keep rechargeable batteries in mine because I am never without this tool that way. I never have to run to the store and grab another set of batteries or anything. I just use rechargeable batteries. So that looks pretty good. I will try not to get the canvas as dirty on this one. I'm just awestruck in how shiny that brass is. Guys, I've been cleaning brass for a long time and never have I got it quite that clean. I haven't even used a polishing compound on it. That is honestly as clean as the back of that newer zipper is. I'm going to change out my Dremel tool here back to the wire brush and do the inside of all of the brads with the wire brush. Now that all of the buttons, the interior rivets are shiny, I'm just going to go over all of them with a bit more Clean Kicks here. Just to clean up anything that I might have done there. Now on the bottom of this bag, I see a little staining, a little discoloration there. So just real delicately gonna dip my brush in a little bit of water here. See if we can lift some of that clean it up. I don't want to oversaturate this bag, but I do want to get as much of the staining out as possible. I want to see what this looks like dry. So with my hair dryer here, I'm going to put that on the lowest heat setting. So put that on cool, but the highest fan setting, and let's take a peek. I definitely got tired of holding the blow dryer there, but I think it's going to fade in well. I don't think we're going to have some water spots. If we do, we can definitely cross that bridge when we get to it. I blow dried this one just a little bit, and I think everything's looking pretty good for the most part. I am interested in which side of the zipper is it that's stuck. Okay, that side is not stuck. This one most definitely is. And it looks like there's a little bit of a gap there. Interested to know why this zipper is sticking as bad as it is. And if I can do something about it, maybe while this bag's inside out. It's like it's stuck on the stopper. You know what I mean? I'm going to try a little brute force first. The last thing you want to do if it's stuck is pull away from this, because that makes a gap that will prevent the zipper from ever closing properly. So I'm holding both sides of the actual zipper head and just seeing if I can tug away at it. Really just does not seem to be working. I don't see anything in there that seems to be the reason why it's sticking. All right, I'm going to turn it back right side out and we'll start cleaning and polishing the hardware on the outside. Sadly, immediately the bag wants to sink down into the shape that it was stored flat into. Isn't that something? I'm so sorry they did you like this. I know a lot of people when they're restoring bags, they do the hardware very last, but as I showed you guys on the inside, that tarnish is going to dirty the bag around it as well. So I like to do the hardware first on a bag that has it this dirty, and then we'll probably do like a final polishing on it at the very end. I do realize and recognize that this is now a different beast. This is a wire brush and leather. So I am going to keep it on the very lowest setting and try not to get on the leather as much as humanly possible. See if I can give you guys a close-up shot of this. You see all that tarnish underneath? Look at that. It's gone. Okay, I don't care how much you scrub, a Q-tip and Brasso is not going to do that. Look at that. I mean, I can fit my nail underneath all of the tarnish that was underneath there. If you are going to get a rotary tool to clean purse hardware, get this. Get the Dremel Light. Spring, first of all, extra for the Dremel brand, and spring for the cordless and for the light. Do you see how many times I'm rotating this thing and turning it? If this had a cord coming out the back, that would be next to impossible. And this is so lightweight. Some of these tools, the rotary tools, are so heavy that for you to be really precise and be able to hold this thing like a pencil, they're just too heavy. Get the Dremel Light. This was like $50. I think it came with 10 or more accessories, this wire brush head included. Coming back in with Clean Kicks and going to try to clean up the leather area just right around the brads. The leather itself is coming clean, but there is so much tarnish stuck around here. I have a big toothpick-like skewer because I need something that's going to get down in there and actually free this. Look how, oh my gosh. This has got to be some of the worst tarnish I think I've ever seen on brass. But we are going to get it cleaned up. Attention to detail, right? It's looking a lot cleaner. I don't love the condition of the leather there. But yeah, it's definitely a lot cleaner overall. For sure. Before I clean much more of what I feel like is very dry and fragile and old leather, I do want to go ahead and condition it. If your leather is brand new looking, soft and supple, it's a good idea to condition it first. But if it looks like this, it's almost mandatory, because you could see on one of these rivets, the leather was actually flaking the more that I scratched around on it. It is very dry. Who knows the last time it's been conditioned? Another thing to keep in mind is if you have a newer Louis Vuitton bag and the vachetta leather is, well, newer looking, this is going to darken your leather, okay? We have very dark spots around here. I may even end up painting this. I am not worried about this getting darker. If anything, I think it's heavily soiled and it might become lighter. So that is not a concern for me, but if it is a concern for you that you might darken the leather on your bag, don't do this, okay? Don't wet the vachetta at all. Water is going to darken it. It is untreated. There is nothing over it. It is just a raw leather product. So anything you put on it is going to darken it. That's why it becomes that honey shade. Over time, the oil from your skin, from your body touching the bag, anything, if you lay your bag down on the floor, water, if you're out in the rain, absolutely anything that touches this leather is going to darken it. Right now, we are not focusing on cleaning it. We're just focusing on giving this leather a little bit of hydration. Just doing the same thing on any of these trim pieces. Making sure that every piece of leather has a little conditioner on it. While that is being absorbed into the vachetta leather, we're going to go ahead and clean all of the canvas, again using Clean Kicks. I cleaned the brush out because it was pretty dirty from that leather. I'm just going to go panel by panel, and since this is technically like one big piece of canvas, that's why the LV is upside down on this side, we're just going to go like section by section so I can ensure that it is all clean. So dipping into the water here, and then apply some Clean Kicks and just clean this whole panel. I'm gonna have to shrink me down just a little bit while y'all watch me clean this canvas, because I have to show you what Clean Kicks just posted on their website. Today, I just got informed about this. Clean Kicks Purse Paradise Bundle. This is a shoe cleaning company who saw the overwhelming support for using their tool to clean luxury, leather, and designer handbags, and they created a purse bundle just for us, you guys. You not only get the tool and both brush heads, you get a second set of brush heads, so 4 brush heads total, a second microfiber towel, and a second full-size bottle of the cleaner for $59.99. This kit was $50 when I got mine. It's $59.99 and you get twice the amount of supplies. Thank you, Clean Kicks. And the biggest way for doing this, I'm linking the Purse Paradise Bundle kit down below in the description. It looks like there's a few scuffs on this side that I didn't see. I don't know how I missed those with the eraser. I am going to just try though to use Clean Kicks on it. I'm gonna see if it'll come up. Maybe all the white erasers that we're buying to clean Louis Vuitton bags, we don't have to do that anymore. You got your all-purpose tool right here. Honestly, if one tool can clean the interior, the scuffs, the canvas, the leather, the hardware, what are you doing with an entire toolbox full of purse cleaning supplies? Just get yourself a Clean Kicks. I did tell Clean Kicks if they could come out with like a pink rhinestone version of this, or I could do silver rhinestones. That would actually even be better. Should I bedazzle my Clean Kicks tool? That is the question. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. All right, there was the white scuff here, and there was some spot over here. Did we remove it? This is just a microfiber cloth. Your Clean Kicks tool will come with its own microfiber cloth, but I use mine a lot and it was in the wash. So I just grabbed it. Oh my gosh, it's completely gone. The scuff's completely gone. All right, look how like shiny and clean, and it is just this. There's no Armor All, nothing else on there. She's looking good, looking brand new. I kind of want to see if I can apply a little bit of heat to this, if I can flatten this back out and get this shape out of it so it'll stop folding over every chance that it gets. So let's just set it on the medium heat setting, full air, and apply a little bit of heat. I don't know that that really did anything. It has just been folded too long. Poor bag. Look at it. And then that also is the reason for all of this cracking. It's so unnecessary to flatten a bag like that. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I gave this bag a little while to dry on the leather, so I'm actually going to use these Huggies 99% pure water wipes. These are kind of like water wipes, but my Walmart did not carry those, so I got the Huggies version. I know the Great Value makes a sensitive skin one, but they're not pure water like this. So I'm just going to use this all over the leather and see what type of dirt and soil that I can get off. Just gently, but scrubbing. Like abrasive enough to get it clean all over the Vachetta leather. I know in a lot of the videos people say, oh my gosh, look at all that dirt. But this color, I don't know that all that's dirt. And it's not a stained leather, but what's your take on that? Is that dirt? Is that just coloring from the leather? Like, what do you think that is? Like, there's a very dark spot here. I'm going to pay special attention to that. Since this one is missing this side, I'm thinking about popping it out because you won't see on the inside if it's missing. But on the outside, like, this isn't very pretty. So let's see if I can get this. Okay, that came off simple enough. I can go ahead and clean the rest of that. Let's get all of this cleaned up because, ew, use one of these water wipes. Let's see what we can do with this. All right, so now can I take this, pop it in here? Ooh, the only way I'm going to really keep that in there would be a little bit of glue. I mean, that looks better though, obviously. Well, at least we have 4 spots there now. It's not going to hold it down until I can get a part for the back of it. But I looked at Walmart today, and in my town, that's all we have is Walmart. If it's not at Walmart, you have to order it online. So, yeah, I will go ahead and fasten this. I'm just going to fix it with glue for now. This doesn't dry quite as fast as just regular super glue does, but it is a pretty strong glue. So I think this will be a good fit. Whoops. And I'll just hold it for a little while. Give that a minute to set. While that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and use the paintable repair filler for any very deep cracks, scratches in the leather. So areas like this, that needs a filler. Let's go ahead and pop this out. See all of those really deep cracks? This would be our good before look. We're going to do both sides here. I shouldn't need any prepper or deglazer here because there is currently no finish there. It would just dry it out further. So we're going to skip over that usual step. Use a little paintbrush here. A little bit goes a long way with this because you want it to dry. I'm opening up the cracks first. And you can see it's just going to go directly into wherever there are cracks. See all those white lines? It wouldn't go in there if there wasn't a crack. The piping all the way around the perimeter of the bag needs quite a bit of work, but some of these areas it's completely split open. So I'm going to be going in with the repair filler and actually trying to repair these areas as well. This filler is paintable, and I will end up painting this even if it's just back to vachetta color. Basically anywhere some leather has been lost, that's where we're going to go in with the filler. And this is a sandable filler as well, so it doesn't have to lay down perfectly smooth. Obviously, the smoother you can get it, the less work you're going to have on sanding. But it doesn't have to be perfect, because you can sand it. I think I made a decision on the trim here. I don't know if you guys are going to like it or not. This is going to be a little controversial. So here are the options. And currently I could only find pictures of this with the keep all, not the sac souffle. So here with pink, these are available right now at Louis Vuitton, or with black. And I took a little poll at my house. My favorite color is black, but my husband said that the pink was definitely more me. So we're going with pink, you guys. Not because he said so, but I thought it really would be a fun pop of color. This Angelus magenta that I have is just such a vibrant, beautiful color. I think it's going to look really cool up against this monogram. So I mixed it with a little pouring medium, the Apple Barrel brand pouring medium. And all of those items are going to be listed down below in the description with direct links if you guys want to buy any of these things. Because the key with any leather paint, especially Angelus, is several thin coats. Now, originally I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to go out around all of these little threads? And then I thought, how stupid would that look if the leather was pink and the threads were yellow? So, or if I painted it black and the threads were. So clearly you paint right over the threads. I have referenced some photos here. So we're just going to go to town. No time like the present, right? I think it's going to turn out great, but it is going to take several coats, so no judgment based off of this first coat, you guys. I don't want to hear it in the comments from this first coat. Again, this one is for my personal use. I'm not selling this bag. I am keeping it. It is going to be a daily bag for me for the gym, so why not make it super, super fun, right? I guess honestly, if you have access and the ability to custom paint bags, it would be kind of silly not to custom paint them. Like a lot of the time I'm worried about making things look factory, especially here on the channel. And when it's restorations, I'm worried about it looking exactly like it came out of the factory. And that's not always the point. Like if you want to customize something, customize it. Go for broke, you know? I do have a bag. I don't know. I may do it this week. In this week's long series of Louis Vuitton, but I have a lot of customizations, like some really cool things I want to do to this bag, and hopefully it may become a part of this week's bags. If so, I feel like you guys are gonna love it, but I don't know. You know, you could make the coolest bag in the world, and some designers have, and somebody's not going to like it. So that's okay. Like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think this is going to look great though. This is not the color it's going to be. It will be a little bit brighter than that. This is just the first base coat. Again, lots of thin coats. So go along the edges here. Go ahead and do this part. These I'm going to let dry overnight because they have quite a bit of filler. And I may get some of this tonight. This needs to dry overnight as well. And if I could dry it stuffed, that would be better, I think, for the shape. Ooh, should we go ahead and just paint over this? Ooh, that color lays down so well over this light vachetta. Look at that. So pretty. This bag dried overnight, so we can take a peek at what that first coat of paint dried like and how all of this dried. Almost feels like a little rubbery. I will probably go ahead and put one more coat on before I sand this down, and then I can start painting everything once this dries. While it's drying, I'm going to sand and paint the piping. So let's go ahead and get just that second coat on these areas that were really severely cracked, and then everything can start getting more paint. I'm going to start out with a 400 grit. This is Angelus brand sandpaper as well. 400 grit here, and if we need to go with a higher grit, we can. I think 400 will be good for this. We are just about at 10 minutes for one coat around this piping, so it's probably going to take a minimum of 3 coats plus some cleanup. I would say about 40 to 45 minutes on each end just getting that piping painted. And so then here, this part didn't really take a whole long time. I'm going to estimate about probably 3 hours it's going to take just to paint the pink parts of this bag. We are actually 4 or 5. Some places may have like 6 coats, guys, of paint. I way underestimated it when I said it was going to take about 3 coats. Well, I think I did say a minimum of 3 coats. Anyway, I have to do the finisher on the entire bag now, but I think as far as the paint, everything's looking good. I would say strictly painting right now, probably close to 5 hours of just tiny little, the brush that I have. Itty bitty. So yeah, probably close to 5 hours of time spent just painting the trim on this bag. So if you do decide to do something like this, set aside some time for it. This is the finisher that I'm going to use. So this just basically seals everything so that this paint is going to chip, flake, anything like that. It is the number 600 acrylic finisher. I am going to test it on a small area and see how I like the sheen. I have a duller, which does exactly what it sounds like. It dulls the sheen if I don't like how shiny this is. You know, I love to give a quick look at where we started, what this bag looked like when we started. Honestly, I love patina on a vintage bag. I don't think I would have carried this out in public. She's just a little bit too damaged. A lot of cracking on the leather, especially where it was just flattened. One of the biggest things we can do with this particular bag is reshape it, and I've worked and worked on it. This bag stayed stuffed for a week straight. We're about to take a look at the after. Take a peek at that hardware first. You couldn't even shake this thing into shape. It wasn't that great, but keep in mind I did pay about $50 for it, and now here is the after. The hardware is so shiny. I will never go back to not using a Dremel to shine up and do finishing touches on hardware. I think that the pink trim came out exceptional. The sheen of the Angelus finisher, chef's kiss. I am so satisfied with this bag. It is very much me now. It is my personality. I will be proud to carry this at the gym. Now, I will tell you that it is stuffed in this shot. So I took all of the stuffing out because I like to show you guys, will the bag stand? Did I reshape it? After a week being stuffed, it does stand on its own now, but you can see all of those lines are still there. So I'm going to continue to work on that. But one more look at the hardware. Now, I decided to leave the zipper where it was just because forcing it wasn't doing anything, and I couldn't figure out why it was stuck. So that zipper will stay that way. I think the leather is in such better condition than it ever was before. And overall, I'm going to give the painting pink, the trim on this bag experience a 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Get yourself some Angelus paint, some Angelus finisher. Go to town customizing your own bag. I thank you guys so much for watching today's video. God bless you. I will see you again tomorrow, and don't forget to check the description and the comments for that Clean Kicks link. Thanks.